passes I can think of in the last 4 attempts that were catchable, very catchable.
They're in Bears territory at the 47 on 3rd down. The first time they've been across the midfield stripe in this football game. The rush is on. Intercepted. Lenny Walterscheid. Walterscheid drops the ball. It's picked up by the Bears. Hartenstein, number 73, alertly picks up the loose ball. Walterscheid made the interception, took a tremendous hit at the Buffalo 40. Hartenstein gets the ball.
I don't think he saw Walterscheid, and he was thick and clean, and I think it's Ferguson who makes this tackle, really a driving tackle by the quarterback, Ferguson, who knocked the ball loose, and then the Bears are alert to get it, and that was who? Number 73, Mike Hartenstein for Chicago. It's the Bears' ball.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris at Rich Stadium, where the Chicago Bears have intercepted Lenny Walterscheid, the 3rd interception of the season against Joe Ferguson. And Mike Hartenstein recovering Walterscheid's fumble. It is Chicago ball, first down at the Bills' 38-yard line. Earl and Payton, the split running backs. Now they shift to the eye. Payton, a block from Earl. Hard running Walter Payton down near the 25-yard line. He may have the first down yardage. Hazlitt and Tony Green, the safety, number 43, made the tackle.
Here it is from ground level, and notice he's shifting back to the I formation. He plays off of Earl's block, finds a little crease and cuts back against the grain of the pursuit, and finally it takes 3 or 4 of those Buffalo Bills, mainly Hazlitt, to make the tackle.
Hazlitt is left with an injury to his right wrist, it appears, or hand. Keating is in. Payton trying the right side, forced wide. Good play on him by Steve Freeman, number 22. He's finished off by Chris Keating, number 52. But as usual, he got something out of it. 3, maybe 4 yards.
Yes, the straight arm gave him a couple extra 3 yards. I think Freeman's going to have a fat lip after this game, but she's noticed both guards out in front. And there's Robin Earl throwing his block, but Freeman does a good job. Takes it right on the chops there as Payton was able to get 2 or 3 extra yards out of it.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Chicago inside the Buffalo 30. There is no score here in the 3rd period. Robin Earl met at the line. Loose ball picked up by the Bills. Mario Clark, and a good tackle on him by Avellini, or he was gone. So the Bills get it right back on the fumble by Robin Earl, his 2nd fumble of the game.
Yes, Robin Earl having a good game with the exception of the 2 fumbles, and I'll tell you, Bob Avellini made a saving tackle. There's the jam up in the fumble, and Mario Clark picks it up, and if it wasn't for number 7, Avellini, making the tackle, it would have been a touchdown. He was not able to get his speed and momentum up, and Avellini made the saving tackle as far as Chicago is concerned. It's 0-0 Buffalo with the ball.
Stay with us on CBS this afternoon. Next you will see 4-1 Dallas against 3-2 Minnesota in a big NFC battle. Our doubleheader game. First down Bills on the fumble recovery by Mario Clark. They're at their own 37. Terry Miller has blocking. Trying to get wide. Picked up about 5 on the play to the 41-yard line of Buffalo.
Terry Miller really hasn't been able to shake loose this year like he did last year as the rain really comes down now. I was trying to think as you look at Neil Armstrong, the lowest scoring game I can think of in the past few years. I know last year Buffalo beat Cincinnati 5-0, which was probably the lowest scoring game they've been in a long time.
2nd and 5, and again another burst from that rain cloud above us. There is still some blue sky around. It's a strange day here. Rolling hooks, good defensive play defensively. Gary Fensick, so effective against the run, comes up with another big one and a loss of about 5, maybe 6 on the play.
Oh, our papers are going, folks.
So it's a ham sandwich with little Swiss cheese and mustard just blew right into John's lap. And there's the rain, a cloudburst.
No thunder.
Well, there you can see as we scramble around here. in our position right in the middle of the messy afternoon in Buffalo's Rich Stadium. Boy, we get right into it to bring it to you. 3rd and 9 for the Bills.
Safety blitz.
He gets it away, and it's almost picked off by Wentford Gaines, the nickelback for the Bears, number 36, intended for Lou Picone, number 89.
The Bears blitzed 2 defensive backs that time. They weren't able to get to him, but you can see the effect of what it does to a quarterback. No time. Ferguson didn't know where to throw, and the play was a bust. So now Buffalo will have to punt to the Chicago Bears against the wind, against the rain, against everything right now.
There's Rusty Jackson, who's got to do it against. St. Louis leads Houston 7-0 in the second period of their game. Houston's made every game they've played exciting this season. Jackson, low wobbly punt, gets a Buffalo bounce.
Whoa!
Bears started to field it. Bashnagel thought better of it correctly, and it rolls dead at the 37-yard line. The Bears will start from their own 37, a 24-yard punt. Nobody can blame Jackson for that effort in these conditions. Well, this looks like December right now, the way these Buffalo fans are covered up. And I wish we had some of that equipment on.
Well, they're used to erratic weather here in Buffalo,
yeah,
just
but
like
not
they
in
are
October.
in
October 7th. This is a little early. Temperatures have dropped into the 40s, we are sure, probably low 40s. Payton ran right into Shane Nelson, the linebacker number 59, and pushed him back for about a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 at the Bears' 40-yard line.
Jack Delaplane has come in at the fullback slot for the Chicago Bears, number 33, who they picked up via the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Delaplane started last week's game against Tampa Bay, but gave way to Robin Earl in that contest.
We have not seen Golden Richards, so apparently his knee is bad enough that he cannot play at all, as Brian Bashnagle's gone all the way.
Greg Ladder the play in at tight end. They shift to the eye. Delaplane trying right guard, did not get much. A couple. Middle of the Buffalo defense, Mike Kadish, the nose tackle. Ben Williams, number 77, joining him.
Right on cue. She lost her hat, but she still got that enthusiasm, hoping that Buffalo is going to score a touchdown, or that maybe somebody will score a touchdown. We couldn't possibly have a scoreless game after 4 quarters. It's not possible.
We could. We could. 3rd and 5. 5 defensive backs in. 5 down linemen for the Bills. Walter Payton. Ooh, good defensive play. Took the helmet right off Payton. Linebacker Tony Green, number 43, the safety, and linebacker Lucius Sanford, 57.
Well, there's some inspired football. Another I formation, pitch out to the left. Look how he's holding that ball. Finally, up comes the defense.
That was Sanford first, number 57.
And Tony Green followed him as the Bears have to punt.
Moody and Picone, 2 deep receivers. Parsons punt. Comes down in the rain at the 20, and it's played by Moody, trying to shake loose. He's the AFC's leading punt returner, but not today. Lenny Waltershy, number 23, would not let him get away from the Bills' 20-yard line. There is Keith Moody, number 46. Tough day to try and return a punt, but he gave it a game try. Well, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes will start the evening programming, followed by Archie Bunker's Place. One day at a time, Alice and the Jeffersons, and then you'll see Pernell Roberts starring as the dynamic Trapper John M.D., all on CBS tonight. First down, Buffalo, from their own 20. Terry Miller. Good play, Mike Hartenstein. He had Reuben Gant trying to block him, and he just would not give way, and he made a one-arm tackle. Gain of about 2 on the play, maybe less than that. Let's call it a gain of, 2. 2nd and 8. Philadelphia has gone out in front of Washington, Johnny, 28-7 with 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter at Philadelphia. Those Eagles are a good football team.
Upset the Steelers last week, so it looks like they're for real. They had a pretty good year last year, but they're coming on.
And they're going without their great linebacker, Bill Berge. Roland Hooks and Curtis Brown are the running backs for Buffalo. Play action. Ferguson for Curtis Brown. Can't hold on. Well, Joe Ferguson came into this game as the top-rated passer. And what did he run into? Ball control by the Bears, lousy weather, and some cold hands on the part of his receivers.
Curtis Brown has had his problems. He dropped a couple last week, and that doesn't help the situation. I don't know what are Ferguson's statistics now. Has he completed more than 2 passes? I don't think.
Yeah, we'll get him. And really, I don't think he's thrown more than 1 bad pass. That one low one, I think it was his first attempt. He threw a little bit low, and it was still catchable. 2 for 11 is Ferguson. And he's trying again on 3rd. Forced out of the pocket. Back to the line of scrimmage, no more. Buffalo will have to punt. Muckensturm, number 58, pulled him down. 2 for 11. That's a little less than his 62.1% that he brought into this game.
And the rain has left as quickly as it came. It is all gone for a few moments.
At least. It could be back. There's still lots of gray sky around, but there's still some blue, too. It's been a real funny afternoon in terms of the weather.
The Bears should get good field position again.
Schubert is awaiting the punt. It's bouncing over the midfield stripe. Walterscheid lets it drop. The Bills cover it at the Bears' 48-yard line. Basketball begins here on CBS. Regular season action Friday, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll see the Lakers with Magic Johnson making his first network appearance. San Diego, of course, be interesting to see what Bill Walton does, the big guy for San Diego. Are they a championship team now, Johnny, do you think?
Well, in basketball, it's a lot easier if you can get 1 or 2 key guys to make a championship team. But the big question on Walton will be, of course, if he can remain injury-free.
Jack Delaplane continues at fullback following 2 fumbles by Robin Earl, who have been running real well. Avellini play action for Cobb. Can't hold on. Bill's playing it as a loose ball, but he never had possession. It is incomplete. Mike Cobb almost made a great catch.
Notice the play action to Walter, how that held everybody, and that pass was on the dime, actually right up there. I grant you it's wet. Should have been caught. The conditions must be real bad down there because both teams are dropping the passes.
Here comes the rain again, Johnny.
Yep.
I'd say this is a day in which it is no fun to play. It is windy, it's cold. It's been raining on and off. And nobody has been able to score a point. 3:20 remaining, 3rd period. We are still scoreless. Avellini on 2nd and 10. Complete to Walter Payton, hit immediately, a gain of 5. Hazlitt, the linebacker, 55. Put the tackle on Walter Payton.
Let's take a look at Walter Payton go out of the backfield, down the field. The linebacker's right there. He just turns around and said, "Give it to me." And he catches it right in the stomach, which you have to try and do as much as possible on this kind of a day because the hands won't be as sure with the slightly wet ball and the cold weather.
They mark it for a gain of 6, 3rd and 4. Wide left goes Baschnagel, starting for Golden Richard, bothered by a knee injury. Wide right is James Scott. Payton behind Dennis Lick. Has the first down. Forced out of bounds by Mario Clark, the cornerback, number 29.
First down.
Well, they got there so quick that they got some pressure outside. There's Dennis Lick, the old tackles. They don't like to pull that often, but Dennis is getting out there, does the job. They get around the horn and get the first down with the tackle pulling on the pitch. That's about 270 pounds rumbling around that right end as you look at the Chicago Bear bench.
First down at the Buffalo Bills 34-yard line. Scott right, Baschnagel left. Delaplane picks up about 5 over the 30-yard line of Buffalo. Ran into the linebacker Lucius Sanford, number 57. Pickup of about 4 yards on the play. 2:15 to go, third period. 2nd and 6. The play comes in with Mike Cobb, the tight end.
As you looked at Bob Avellini, hasn't made any critical mistakes. Has done the job that has been asked of him by Neil Armstrong, and that is not make simple mistakes if you can and control the ball.
Ashnagel in motion. Payton against the motion man, but all the blocking going his way. Picked up about 3 yards before Sanford put the stop on him. Neil Armstrong with Greg Latta, who will bring in the next Chicago play.
Notice his face mask. He has the bar going up to the top of the helmet. A lot of receivers will not do that because they can't see the ball out there. But I noticed that there are 3 or 4 in this game that have the crossbar up, which can distort vision, in my opinion, when you're trying to catch a pass. As Neil Armstrong has everything going his way except the score right now.
You didn't wear a helmet at all, did you, Johnny? 3rd and 2. Oh, Payton and Avellini collided. I don't think that was a factor. The Bills simply flooded in on the right side, and had it been a clean handoff, he was going no further. Kadish, Green coming up from safety, Hazlitt the linebacker, so they had all the pressure over there to stop Payton.
That was an actual blitz situation. They brought everybody and busted the play before it got started. So this is going to make a pretty long attempt by Bob Thomas. It'll be about 44 yards with the win.
Ashnagel holding. That is going to be short. A 44-yard field goal try. Again, the Bears come up empty. And so, still a scoreless football game, and there is a brave fan. I hope and assume he is fortified internally. Next on CBS, Dallas at Minnesota. Here on CBS, we'll be joining that game at the conclusion of ours. 26 seconds remaining in this third period. It is Buffalo ball. Miller and Brown are the running backs for the Bills in the slot left. Frank Lewis in the slot.
Here they come.
And they got him.
Gary Campbell timed his blitz perfectly right on the snap of the ball. A delayed blitz, but not really a delayed. He just tried to time it and got to Ferguson before he could hand off. You'll see from the left of your screen, here he comes, number 59, and Ferguson wisely held on the ball and didn't try and hand off there because there probably would have been a fumble. As you look at the Bills huddle, and they're wondering, how are we going to get some yards?
Hooks and Terry Miller alternate bringing in the plays. Hooks is in number 25. 2nd and 14. And the quarter has come to a close. Play is stopped, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Chicago Bears nothing, the Buffalo Bills nothing. And we now pause for a word from your local station. Kansas City continues to lead Cincinnati 10-7. The Bengals scoring on a Ken Anderson run to close the margin. Atlanta leads Green Bay 18-7, 5:39 remaining third quarter. Buffalo, second down, and 14 to go from their own 24. Loose ball. Curtis Brown dropped it. It appears the Bears have it. Jerry Muckensturm, and they do. Muckensturm has recovered, and the Bears with a golden opportunity inside the 15-yard line.
Boy, the Bears got through there slick and clean as they tried a little reverse, and they just couldn't even get the handoff off. And here comes Muckensturm to make the recovery as he beat out Joe Devlin to recover for the Bears' first down.
That was Gary Campbell who made the tackle on Curtis Brown, forcing the fumble. First down, Chicago at the Bills' 14-yard line. We are just underway in the fourth period. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris, a scoreless football game. Strange in many aspects today. Payton cuts inside, still going, and gets down to the 6-yard line with a burst of speed. Finally, Tony Green stopped him.
And this is where you see Walter Payton is so great. Here it is, the pitch. They talk about running one play a lot. They've run it as he follows Delaplane and then he sees the hole. Delaplane kicks his man out, and then Payton will burst here and gets through Shane Nelson and Isaiah Robertson and gets the extra yardage. That's what he is so good at, getting the extra 2 or 3 yards. He is now up over 140 yards for this game.
It has been Walter Payton Day in his first appearance at Buffalo's Rich Stadium. Delaplane and Payton, the running backs. Delaplane over the 5 to the 3-yard line. A stack of Buffalo tacklers stopping him there, trying for the first down, and he will be close. Shane Nelson, number 59, the first man to hit him, got help from Hazlitt and a bunch of other Bills. They're going to measure 142 yards for Walter Payton. He has done it all today for Chicago, and yet there is nothing to show for it on the scoreboard.
He is now past John Riggins into 14th on the all-time rushing list, pending what Riggins did today, or is doing today, against the for the Washington Redskins. Very close to a first down, about a foot shy. And I'll bet there might be some second guessing on the Buffalo situation at that play. They didn't hold that Bear defensive line out, give them time to have that running back turn and do the little reverse.
Couple of big guys added to the front of the Buffalo Bills. D. Hardison, Fred Smirlis coming in, joining Kadish, Williams, and Hutchinson. Third and about a foot.
Avellini likes the quarterback sneak.
Double tight for the Bears in this short yardage. Delaplane spinning with a second effort, got the first down yardage. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, made the good turn and went forward to get it.
Pretty good play, no quarterback sneak. He gets it to Delaplane instead of Payton, with Payton leading through. He was hit by the Buffalo defensive line and then did the old spin out like Bill Brown used to for the Minnesota Vikings, and then fell forward there, and it does appear that he got it, but it's close.
Well, I've given it to him, and I've been wrong before. Let's have a look. Buffalo, of course, wanted this measurement. Delaplane, 5'10", 205-pounder, and he may have come up. No, he got it. Well, thank you, Jack Delaplane, for at least making the call correct. The Buffalo Bills, who have been able to make the big plays defensively so far against a ball control offense of Chicago, up against it now. First and goal at the 4. Robin Earl is back in. Delaplane is out. For the Bears, number 39 is Robin Earl, joining Payton. A little bigger blocker, I suspect. No, they give it to Earl. He's hit at the 4 and driven back. An inspired Buffalo defensive front really straightened up the big guy. Sanford, the linebacker, Kadish, the nose tackle, and Chris Keating, an extra linebacker, number 52, combining on the big fullback. No gain.
When you said straighten up, you meant straighten up. They really stopped him dead cold. So now we have a situation. We'll see what the Bears do. A second down and goal from about the 3.5-yard line.
Cobb has come in to make them double tight ended again. Payton diving, does not get to the end zone, however. Landed at about the 2, and his forward progress will be spotted closer to the 1.
And that was a very big pile that Walter Payton leaped up over. He has great spring in his feet. People are standing up, and he still managed to get over, and that was an important 2 yards for the Bears. And if he could do it from there, you can imagine if they give it to Payton again, he is going to fly for the sky.
Third and goal at the 1. Payton is stopped. Fourth down. Kadish was there. Mario Clark came from the corner pinching in.
On that play, the Buffalo Bills, as Neil Armstrong calls timeout, the Buffalo Bills did not submarine. I think they anticipated Payton trying to fly over, so several of the players stood up and you notice the hesitation by Walter. He could not find a place to dive. Good defensive play by the Bills there in the middle of that line.
Ben Williams, number 77, was also in on it. Avellini will talk it over with Neil Armstrong, 4th and goal. No score in this football game. 11:22 remaining regulation time.
The one thing that the Buffalo will have to do now is they'll have to have a couple of people off the defensive line, a couple of those linebackers, defensive backs, taking a guess and gambling, coming from 2 or 3 yards back, heading into the hole, hoping that they guess right as to where the ball carrier is going to come inside, if they do come inside.
Payton has 144 yards rushing. It won't matter much unless he gets one more.
Well, it's a critical call. You wonder if they would try and cross him up and go wide, but I would guess being that close,
Shane
dangerous
Nelson,
to go wide.
Shane Nelson was over to discuss the defense with the Bills coaching staff and has come back in. Kadish, Smirlis, Hutchinson, Williams. All up front with the linebackers. Sanford, Nelson. Payton saying to the official, we can't hear the signals. This crowd is alive, and they have no sympathy for the Bears.
Well, there's almost 80,000 fans here, somewhere between 75 and 80,000. They haven't had much to cheer offensively, but defensively they're trying to exhort their team to stop them here, because it would be maybe something that could spark this team. The Bears have chosen not to go for the field goal. I think Neil Armstrong feels that even if he doesn't make it, he'll have the Buffalo Bills on their own half-yard line, which is a critical situation to put the Bills offense in if they don't make it.
4th and goal.
I don't know. Some coaches would take the 3 points, especially in a game like this. They're going to go for the 7, of course.
Payton. Touchdown. Walter Payton.
Up and over, as only Walter Payton can do. He must have been 6 feet in the air, up over everybody. And the Bills had it stopped. They had it stopped, but he just did a great leap. Watch it. They're up waiting for him. They're up, but he still gets over. Unbelievable. And down he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play by Walter Payton.
It's not the Fosbury flop, but it is certainly the, look at that, the height that he got. Walter Payton, what an athlete. Bob Thomas on the field, the point after attempt. Flags are down. The point was good, and we'll see who the infraction is against. What an athlete, Walter Payton. Illegal procedure against Buffalo. The point will count. And so the Chicago Bears, with 11:18 remaining, here in the 4th quarter, have finally opened the scoring in this football game. It is 7-0 Chicago. Johnny, this is definitely not the Payton pratfall, because this is nothing but good.
He would have been a great gymnast.
He could, I'm sure, take up any sport he wants to. He's such a superb athlete. He got that yard that put points on the board. He's now at 145, and it is 7-0 for the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, New England leads Detroit 14-10 in the 3rd. St. Louis and Houston are tied at 7-all late in the 2nd period. Philadelphia 28, Washington 10, 12:28 to go in the 4th period there. Curtis Brown is the deep man, number 47, and they have him up at the 7-yard line. Thomas kicking off against the wind. Taken by Brown at his 18 and fumbled, and he just covers it at the 25-yard line. So the Bills will have the wind now with 11:11 to go. Joe Ferguson, the league's leading passer, will try to get it going. 7 plays, 13 yards, using up 3:37 on the clock. The Bears have had the ball most of the game, and finally they have something to show for it. Now the Bills, explosive always, with Ferguson, Butler, Lewis, the league's top pass attack. With the wind behind them, let's see what they can generate. In motion is Frank Lewis. Complete to Jerry Butler, out of bounds at his own 32. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3.
You're going to see the ball coming right at you from the ground level as Butler goes down and out. The sure pass, and he wanted to make sure he caught that one. He was going to grab it and bring it in, but they did not get the first down. It'll be 2nd and 2.5 or 3, but sometimes those are the best passes to complete to begin a drive. Gives everybody confidence as Santa has made an early appearance in Buffalo.
Hey, guys, it's only October 7th. Let's forget all that stuff. It's supposed to be a balmy autumn day.
Whoa,
Curtis Brown, big hole, right side. First down out to the 40-yard line. Hard running by the fullback Brown. Stopped by Doug Plank, number 46. Good hole behind Delamalure and Devlin.
This has been one time of the ball game over the past few games where the Bears have faltered defensively. It seems like when a team gets down and they need to score on Chicago in the fourth quarter, they've been able to do it this season. We'll see what happens as far as Buffalo is concerned.
Bears defense has not been on the field a whole lot so far this afternoon. Hampton and Hartenstein, Osborne, and Page, the front four for Chicago. Ferguson has the time. Can't find a man. Running it, he has room, and Hicks with a saving tackle. Really put a knock on Ferguson, but he's up and all right at the 45 of Chicago.
He was looking for Reuben Gant, but Gant couldn't get open. There were a lot of linebackers anyways in his way, and the Bears were playing a deep zone as Ferguson could not find anybody. Finally, the pass blocking broke down, but not until after a long while, and Ferguson takes off. Osborne almost gets him, and then Joe says, "I've got to go," and he goes on down the field, and Tom Hicks makes the tackle. Had it not been for Hicks, Ferguson would have gone 20 yards further.
Let's hear a chorus of blue skies. They are here. The clouds are blowing away, but there is still plenty of wind. It is with Ferguson and company. Curtis Brown cannot go anywhere out the left side. He slipped trying to cut back, but he had nowhere to go. There were at least 5 Bears tacklers over there. Alan Page was the man to pull him down. Loss of about 1.5 yards on the play.
Too bad for the Bills because Ken Jones made a real nice tackle over there. I didn't hear that score announced, did you?
No, I did not, but I think we've been keeping everybody up to date on all of them. This one is just in now. Detroit leading New England 17-14, and that may be what they've just announced here. 6:36 remaining. Third period, the Lions have come back to go ahead. Young Jeff Comlow, their rookie quarterback, doing such a fine job replacing Gary Danielson. Splitbacks are Miller and Brown. Ferguson. Complete. Reuben Gant inside the 40. Wentford Gaines, number 36. Lenny Walterscheid, number 23. Making the tackle on the tight end. Gain of 8.
A straight four-man rush by the Bears. Ferguson has plenty of time, looks for Gant. Couldn't quite get to the first down marker, but they did down it at his forward progress. Wentford Gaines makes the tackle. Reuben Gant, who was a radio television major in college.
Oklahoma State, 6-year man. We should add something that I haven't mentioned earlier. Alan Ellis was activated for the Bears today. Has not seen action, however. But with Vince Evans going on injured reserve with that unfortunate staph infection in his lower back, Ellis was activated today. Curtis Brown is stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. Hartenstein and Hampton pinching in. Osborne was there. They just broke down the Bills' offensive line totally for a loss of 2 on the play, and they bring up 4th down. Big defensive play by the Bears inside their own 40. Timeout is called by the Bills. 8:25 on the clock. Ferguson will talk it over with Chuck Knox. And so let's see what Buffalo comes up with here on 4th down. They're trailing 7-0. 7 yards. From beautiful British Columbia on the Sports Spectacular, the Pacific Invitational Gymnastics, some of the world's very best gymnasts, including American Kurt Thomas. You'll see it all at 4:30 Eastern next Saturday here on CBS. Unseasonable temperatures and unseasonable weather. Kind of crazy weather here in Buffalo today. The rain has stopped. There's blue sky mixed with clouds. Wind has been the big factor. The Bills have elected to punt on 4th and 4. Rusty Jackson angling for the corner. And it rolls into the end zone. It'll be a touchback with the Bears starting from their own 20. some of the crowd unhappy with the decision. They obviously were considering going for it on 4th down, Johnny Morris, but Chuck Knox played the percentages. There is lots of time left in this game. 8:14 to go. He's down only 7-0.
Yes, and it's a little different story, 4th and 1 than 4th and 4 or something like that. You've got to go a little bit forward. You have to almost pass the ball.
Joe Ferguson, 4 for 13 and only 27 yards. And we are quick to point out that the league's top passer is not to blame for those numbers. He has had a number of passes dropped on him, and he is throwing in very unkind conditions, to say the least.
Do you think the Bears will run the ball?
It's a safe bet. Walter Payton, and that was not a good exchange. He nearly dropped that ball. But again, showing his ability, he managed to hang on, prevent the fumble, and still picked up 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Hands are cold out here. I don't know what the temperature is now, but it can't be any more than about 40. It is cold in Buffalo. Tampa Bay still trailing against the winless Giants. It is 17-7 now for New York. 11:07 remaining in the 4th quarter at the Meadowlands. 2nd and 8. Chicago. They lead 7-0 here. Payton again. Good defensive play by Buffalo. Freeman put the stop on him, but it was Sanford making a good defensive play from the outside linebacker position, number 57. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Archie Bunker's Place. One day at a time, Alice, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John, M.D. That's the lineup tonight. So after a full afternoon of football, that's the entertainment you'll see here on CBS.
I'll bet you out of Walter Payton's carries, at least 20 of them have been pitches to the outside, to the end. They have really run that play. Neil Armstrong meant what he said. He says we're going to cut down our short list and run the plays no matter what. Fewer plays, more times, and he was right.
3rd down, about 9 to go, and Payton again getting penetration from the left side is dropped for a loss. The Bills defensively, Mike Kadish making the tackle, and the linebacker number 59, Nelson, slashing in. Robertson from the left side, number 58, and an inspired Bills defense does the job.
Well, we saw the pitch again to the outside. The Bills were waiting for it, and they will, possibly for the first time in this ball game, have very good field position after a punt.
Houston Oilers have been life and death almost every game so far this season, and again they're making it exciting. They are ahead 14-7 over St. Louis late in the first half. Bob Parsons will punt, standing at his own 4-yard line. Hits it from the 9. A low punt against the wind. Fielded at the 50 by Moody. Moody away from Schubert. Moody down the sideline. Knocked down, but he got. Well, they're going to call it back that he went out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Still good field position, and this Bills crowd on their feet here at Rich Stadium as they see the opportunity to tie it up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
CBS, the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. A key NFC battle. Dallas leading the NFC East. Minnesota second in the Central Division. Here it is 1st down Buffalo. They are threatening at the 36-yard line of Chicago, following the short punt into the wind from Parsons. And a good return by Moody. Ferguson under pressure. Can't get it away. Hampton with the sack. The big rookie from Arkansas, who had a sack last week against Tampa Bay, comes up with another here, and a big one. Back to the 40-yard line, almost the 41.
let's take a look at Dan Hampton as he comes in for the tackle. He's at the bottom of your screen. He gets around Devlin and then puts his arm around Ferguson, no face masking, and yanks him down. Dan Hampton playing inspired football. He got married this week.
That's right. Congratulations to the Hamptons. And new Mrs. Hampton, no doubt watching. Ferguson, deep down the middle for Gant, almost picked off. Gary Fensick got a hand on the ball, couldn't bring it in. Ferguson had a little more pressure than he wanted. The Bears had Gant well covered downfield.
Yes, he was throwing straight down the field with a man going straight down. Gantu faked short and went deep, but there's a lot of free safety type of people that can get in on a pattern like that, which they did. You're better off throwing as a man crosses, getting in the seams in that zone, rather than trying to throw up and over straight down the field.
Third down, 16 to go for the Bills. Curtis Brown rolling hooks, the splitbacks. Lewis wide right, Butler left. Ferguson with time. Incomplete, intended for Lewis. The ball was thrown short. Lewis slipped trying to come back to the ball, thus the incompletion. Fourth down. There's that fourth quarter score with the winless Giants leading the unbeaten Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who would have thunk it? Philadelphia leading Washington 28-17, 2:36 remaining in regulation time.
Jackson in the kick for Buffalo.
Rusty Jackson at his own 45 will punt. The deep man is Schubert. Good punt with the wind. Bills trying to down it, and they do. It'll be at the 2-yard line of Chicago. So Rusty Jackson does the job. And as the sun floods the artificial turf, the Bears will start deep from their own territory, protecting a 7-0 lead.
35-yard.
There is the scoreboard story. The Chicago Bears in white will be starting first down. They spot the ball at the 4-yard line, so not quite as bad as the 2, but the Bills are happy with that. A 35-yard punt from Rusty Jackson, putting the Bears in this undesirable position. Payton runs it out to the 9-yard line behind Sorey and Lick. Mike Kadish and Nelson, Shane Nelson, the linebacker, stopping Payton, but he picked up close to 5 yards.
5-yard gain.
Second down. Play comes in. The wide receiver Bashnagel, or Schubert make it. Schubert replacing James Scott. Schubert comes wide left. Bashnagel is right. Robin Earl, flag down. Earl is pushed back by the entire front, and the linebackers getting into the play after the front stopped them. Hazlitt, Nelson, Sanford all came up to push him back. Let's see who it's against. Chicago is offside. And coming off, favoring his shoulder, it appears, is Shane Nelson, number 59 for Buffalo. He has been a standout defensively. He came into this game leading the Bills in tackles.
He appears to be in quite a bit of pain. That's the worst injury for a linebacker, is the shoulder. For a receiver, it's the hamstring or the legs. Everybody has a different area depending on your position, but it's, you get a linebacker has a sore shoulder, you're in trouble.
Third-year man from Baylor, free agent, signed in 1977. Become the team leader defensively. He gets the defensive signals from the sidelines.
Offense offside, number 64.
Ted Albrecht, the left offensive tackle for the Bears, offside.
They chose to take the penalty and give the Bears an extra down, so it remains 2nd down and 10. I guess they figured that the Bears were too close, would be too close on the 3rd down situation and had a chance to make the 1st down, so they're going for broke.
That one I agree with. 50 yards in penalties against the Bears.
Whoa.
Payton out of his end zone on the pitch out. Look at him work. Out of bounds, back at the 12-yard line. A little excitement, pitch out to the running back catching it in the end zone, but his number's number 34. I guess maybe that makes a difference.
It sure looked like they had him pinned, and Walter managed to get that yard, so they're back in the same situation. 3rd down and about 3.
155 yards in rushing for Walter Payton on 37 carries. It is 3rd and 3, as you saw Neil Armstrong, the Bears head coach.
Very big play.
I'd say.
If they can force the Bears to punt against the wind deep, They have a chance.
4:08 remaining. It's Payton pulled down. Swarming tackle by the Buffalo Bills. Hazlitt was there. Nelson was there. Right back in following the shoulder hurt. Hutchinson, number 90, was there. Sanford was there. They were all in on it. No gain.
Buffalo Bills with a great defensive play. They decided to take the chance. They brought those linebackers through, figuring that the Bears would go with Payton around the end, and just had too many lanes, too many people, came up with a big defensive play.
Parsons standing in his end zone. Will the Bills come? Not seriously. They'll have field position. Moody from midfield. Good coverage by the Bears. Herron chases him back. Moody in a foot race. Gets a block. Cut down at the 45-yard line. Good coverage by the Chicago Bears in an all-important punting situation. He got to the 45.
Well, I would say that was about an 80-yard punt return for a net gain of about 4, but he was giving it the try.
Flag down. Against Buffalo.
39-yard punt there.
Personal foul preliminary signal against the Bills. On the return. They are spotting it at the 44. It will not stay there. And the Bears get a break with a mistake by Buffalo. 3:09 to play. Tim Ryan and Johnny Morris. A tensely played game, scoreless until 11:18 to go in the fourth period when Walter Payton scored for Chicago. Ben Dreiss, the
Personal
referee.
foul, number 26 on the running back.
That is Charles Romes, the cornerback, called for the personal foul. Next week here on CBS, doubleheader action. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, Philadelphia at St. Louis. San Francisco at the Giants, Washington at Cleveland. And these doubleheader games, Atlanta, Oakland, Detroit at Green Bay. First down, Bills from their own 41. Miller and Brown, the running backs. Ferguson to throw. Lots of time. Incomplete, intended for Butler. Schmidt and Fensick on the coverage.
It appeared that he should have had that ball, but Terry Schmidt did deflect it slightly. Terry Schmidt made a dive, number 44. As you'll see here, Ferguson had a long time to throw the ball. Good pass protection. Here comes Schmidt as the pass was headed for Butler. It looks like he got his hand on it right there just for a second. Boy, it hit him right in the hands, boy. Nice pass under those conditions.
Second down at the 41-yard line.
Come on, baby!
Three wide receivers are in. Lou Picone and Jerry Butler come out together to the right side. Now Butler in motion back to the ball. Ferguson for Picone. Complete. Lou Picone. First down at the Chicago 36. Walterscheid made the tackle. And the crowd hollering, Lou, Lou, Lou. They love this guy.
Nice pattern by Picone. Went in on the flag, went in on the slant, and came back out to the corner. There was double coverage on him, but he had them both beat. Nice pattern, nice pass, and he made sure of the grab. First down for Buffalo on the Bears' 36.5-yard line.
Picone is only 5'9", 175 pounds from that well-known football factory, West Liberty State. Came over in a trade from the Jets in '77. Great specials teams player. Can run the ball from the running back slot. Is also a wide receiver and primarily so.
Oh,
Ferguson for Lewis behind him. Wrong pattern or bad pass, we won't know until after this game.
he did not look in time. Didn't look in time. He was running the pattern down and across the field. Ferguson threw, and the pass was almost there before Lewis even took a look.
Second down. Final score, Philadelphia defeated Washington 28-17. The Eagles are 5-1. Washington is 4-2, and Dallas plays next here on CBS. And they will be playing for a share of the lead in the NFC East with the Eagles. Curtis Brown and Terry Miller, the split backs for Buffalo on 2nd and 10. Here comes Hampton.
Oh!
incomplete for Frank Lewis, who couldn't hold. That was there. He really had a lot of zip on the ball, perhaps a little too much for Lewis to handle in the chilly temperatures. They say if you touch it, you should catch it.
Now you can see Lewis at the top of your screen. The pass was a little behind him, but not much. It was right there, and he had the arms and the body to take it, and must have hit the lower part of his shoulder pads and bounced up, and it's an incomplete pass, and that has really hurt Buffalo today. They have dropped, I can think of 7 or 8 passes in the afternoon, and it's tough to win ball games when you do that.
Yes, Ferguson has not been to blame at all for his low passing stats today. 3rd down. This is the big one, clearly. 2:05 remaining. We approach the 2-minute warning. He's got time. Now he's forced out by Hartenstein. Unloads, incomplete, intended for Butler. Butler was out of bounds, and Butler could just no way get that ball and make a catch in bounds. He was covered by Virgil Livers. 4th down at the 2-minute warning. The Buffalo Bills, trailing 7-0, are desperate now as we watch that one again. The Nagarilla.
He's got to brush his teeth.
All right, 4th down. The Bills will go. They must. 1:58 on the clock. 3 wide receivers are in. Payton in the slot right. Lone setback is Roland Hooks. Ferguson up the middle, and is it complete? No. Intended for Payton. A low ball, he could not hold on. And the Bears have held. And the Chicago Bears will take over with 1:53 to go. And they lead this ball game 7-0. They'll have 1st down at their own 36-yard line.
Tim, I'm going to leave you for a few minutes and head for the sidelines for some...
Johnny Morris is going to head down to the sidelines here, and we'll be talking to him when he reaches our sideline microphone location, and he will be talking to, time permitting, some of the stars of this football game. The Bears have rolled up 223 yards rushing here. They have 1st down, and they'll be rushing some more. Payton is met by Kadish right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Time ticking away. The Bears want to use it up and get out of here with a chance to move back to 500 at 3-3. A 7-0 victory would appear imminent over the Buffalo Bills. Anything can happen, of course. Buffalo would fall to 3-3 if they cannot get that ball back and score. They give them a gain of about a half a yard. 2nd, a little more than 9. Robin Earl, the lead back in the eye. Earl, good hole. Running behind Sorey and Lick. A flag is down. He got out to the 44-yard line, a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Ben Williams, number 77, the left defensive end, stopped him there. Face mask call against the Bills. That'll be a 1st down for Chicago with 1:05 to go.
Defense grabbing the face mask. 5-yard penalty as a 1st down.
1st down for the Chicago Bears. In command now. James Scott brings a play in. Schubert goes out. I'd like to acknowledge the president of the CBS broadcast group, Gene Jankowski, is here watching the game today. He is from the Buffalo area, visiting with friends and business associates here, seeing a kind of a strange football game and not seeing a high-powered Buffalo offense in gear today due to ball control by the Bears and some nasty weather conditions. All kinds of motion along that front. Our guess would be that the Bears move, drawing the Bills over. Let's see. And that is the case.
That's a false start on the offense. 64.
Ted Albrecht, number 64, charged with a false start. 1:05 remains on the clock. 1st and 15. My thanks also to our fine New York technical crew. Producer Howard Reifsnyder, Director Marvin Muse for the usual excellent job. This is McClendon, number 37, getting a rush. Willie McClendon, the rookie from Georgia, number 37. Gets a couple of yards. He's in for Payton. Payton has left with 155 yards rushing, if we're not mistaken. Quite an afternoon, and there is the rest of our fine crew. Some of them, of course, it takes many more. Put on a football telecast. And we're all here bright and early this morning, dealing with the weather conditions too. It'll be second down and about 14 to go. 1 minute to go. The timeout on the field. The sun again spreading its glare across this field. It's been a strange day in many ways, and the weather has had much to do with it. Johnny Morris is down at the sideline area. We'll be hearing from him momentarily. You saw the timeout situation. Bears desperate to get the ball back. The Bills, pardon me, and the Bears, of course, have got to try and get another first down here with a minute to go. Robin Earl straight ahead, gets about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage at the 49-yard line. Kadish, number 71, a Notre Dame grad, on the tackle. Timeout called again by Buffalo. And while the Buffalo Bills have given up a lot of yardage to Walter Payton today, they knew that they would. Chuck Knox was quite open about that. He said, you know, you can't stop him. He's too great. In fact, he described him as the best running back in the National Football League today because he can do it all, not just rush well, carry the ball well, but he catches passes, he blocks, he brings enthusiasm to the offensive unit. He's just truly outstanding, and Knox readily acknowledged that. And I think that the Bills really have done an outstanding job defensively today. They've given up only 7 points, and albeit the Bears fumbled the ball deep. Robin Earl inside the 5. They missed a field goal try, but still, the Bills' defense played awfully well today for a team that has been giving up a lot of rushing yardage. But their offense could not score. And that's why we stand 7-0, 55 seconds to go. Third down, Chicago Bears. Play resumes. Thanks to our spotter, George Crossan, and our statistician, Ray Hemke, for their fine work today. Earl battering his way forward. He's had a good day rushing. Picks up about 5. Despite a couple of fumbles by Robin Earl, he has been a big factor in the Chicago offense all afternoon. Big guy. 6'5", 240, playing in Roland Harper's spot. It'll bring up fourth down, however. The ball at the 41-yard line of Buffalo. 46-yard line, pardon me. And Bob Parsons, punting against the wind, will try to get this down there with 24 seconds and time ticking away. The Bills will not have a chance to do anything with it. And they're taking their time, naturally, getting the punt off. And indeed, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a penalty deliberately. And they have done so. 6 seconds on the clock. And Parsons will probably not punt it at all now. Back to the 49 of Chicago it goes. Next week, the Chicago Bears will host the New England Patriots. Buffalo will be at Miami in what will clearly be a big game now for the Bills, because it appears they'll be 3-3. Miami currently 4-1. And Parsons backs up to his own 32-yard line. Bears in no real hurry to get out of here. They just want to make sure they go away with a 7-0 victory. They have ticked the clock back to 7 seconds. Apparently they let 3 seconds go by they should not have. Keeping very slender Buffalo hopes alive. Texans will have to punt it. They won't start the clock until the ball is snapped. The rolling punt goes deep to the 5-yard line, and that's going to be it. And so the Chicago Bears have hung on to win today against the Buffalo Bills. The only point scored with 11:18 remaining in the football game. Walter Payton scoring from 1 yard out. And the Bears win it 7-0. The NFL on CBS will be back after this word from your local station.
Tonight, join correspondents Mike Wallace, Morley Saber, Dan Rather, and Harry Reasoner for another hard-hitting brand new edition of 60 Minutes. Tonight at 7, 6 Central and Mountain on CBS.
When people in sports talk, they talk to Johnny Morris. For sports coverage you can't get anywhere else, Johnny Morris. Nobody does it better.
You know, these days you find two types of kids in school. Those who get everything out of it they can, and those who get out of everything they can. I guess the real winners do a lot more than just make good grades. They make school a good experience, and they figure out that what they learn isn't just up to their teachers, their parents, or their friends. What it comes down to is it's all up to you. If you want to get everything you can out of school, you have to stay after it.
Bruce Roberts with Weekend Sports.
Here at Rich Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, the crowd of 80,000 heading home, disappointed at the 7-0 defeat the Bills suffered at the hands of the Chicago Bears. Walter Payton with 155 yards, the biggest yard of it, a 1-yard dive for the only points of the game. Bob Thomas converting to make it a 7-0 Chicago victory, and they are now 3-3, as are the Buffalo Bills. Tim Ryan for Johnny Morris saying so long.
All right, we are back now live in New York. We've got a pregame show. We've got a postgame for Philadelphia, Washington, and I understand that the Chicago Buffalo audience has just joined us. Tim Ryan has passed along to that audience the fact that Walter Payton rushed today for 155 yards. The big one, of course, the 1-yard touchdown. You are now looking live at a possible upset. Phil Simms and the Giants closing in against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 17-14 in the fourth quarter. We have 1:27 to go. We're going to stick with this game and roll some highlights out of it. As you know, the Buccaneers, the only unbeaten team in the NFL. They were 5-0. The Giants looking for their first win today, 0-5. The story has been number 38, Billy Taylor, a running back. He's out of Texas Tech, and he has taken it right to Abe Gibron's 3-4 defense with the Buccaneers. He was up over 140 yards back in the third period as time runs down. And the rookie from Morehead State, Phil Simms, with his first start in New York, is on the verge of staging an upset. And he has directed this team with poise here this afternoon. What he must avoid now is a critical mistake. 17-14. He has a first down. This is live, late in the fourth period now at the Meadowlands. It has rained hard just a short time ago. Coder goes right straight ahead, and the clock begins to wind down now on John McKay and the Buccaneers, who have done just an unbelievable job so far this season. This is the last timeout used, and while Simms goes over, let's roll up the highlights and show you what happened a little bit earlier in this game. As I told you, it was Taylor. He was a young man who not much had been said about coming into this game. I think they rather expect the Giants might put the ball up, and here he came, right up the middle, 27 yards. On that carry, there was no score at this time. Now watch the next play. Again, it is Taylor. And against the 3-4, the cliche, run up the gut on him. And here's his first touchdown. Taylor, great effort on this play, and after the Danilo point, it was 7-0. Then there was a Giant interception, and again it was 38, Billy Taylor, down to the 2-yard line. Taylor then picked up the second touchdown, and it was 14-0. The Buccaneers came back late in the second period, and watch this catch right here by Larry Mucker. Great concentration. does not take his eye off the ball. That made it 14-7, and of course right now it is 17-14, and we can go back live right now. Sims has the Giants at the line, the tight formation. All they want to do is bring the clock down. You remember what happened last year to the Eagles. Pisarcik went to that reverse handoff, fumbled the ball. Edwards dashed in. That's not about to happen here this afternoon. And Perkins must be one of the happier men in the Meadowlands right now. All kinds of pressure on him. Why didn't he play Phil Sims earlier this year? He said that the offensive line of the Giants was not ready. And there it is, winding down. You are watching live the end of an incredible 5-game winning streak by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who again have had trouble on artificial turf. Sims will just fall now on the ball, and the clock will run out in the Meadowlands. There it is. The Giants have beaten the Buccaneers. 17-14 is the final score. The New York Giants have won for the first time, and the Buccaneers go to 5-1. There it is. John McKay leading the Buccaneers off. They'll regroup during practice this week. That is still an excellent football team. Another final just across the desk. Kansas City 10, Cincinnati 7. And I would think now that the Cincinnati coaching staff is in serious trouble. Irv, you've got some highlights from a Philadelphia-Washington game that was wild. And how about that Wilbert Montgomery for the Eagles today?
Had a big day. Carried the ball 22 times, gained 127 yards, and scored 4 touchdowns. 3 running, 1 through the air as a pass receiver. And Ron Jaworski in the second quarter goes to his tight end, Keith Prepley, who makes a key play here just before one of Wilbert Montgomery's scoring plays. Play fake. Montgomery comes out of the backfield. He latches onto it, goes in for a score, and the Eagles have a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Theismann gets his club on the board just before halftime with a pass to Riggins, 14-7 Philadelphia. Jaworski going up again, this time to number 17, Harold Carmichael. That's 102 catches, 100 catches now in 102 consecutive games to keep his catching streak alive. Montgomery goes over on a running play. The Eagles now have a 21-7 lead. Ron Jaworski, when he has a good thing going, stays with it. Wilbert Montgomery again. Touchdown, Philadelphia 28-7 over Washington. Mark Mosley with that field goal breaks now an all-time scoring record for the Washington Redskins. Joe Theismann hands off to John Riggins. Not enough. The Eagles wind up winning it 28-17. The Eagles are now 5-1, and the Washington Redskins 4-2. Brent.
Meanwhile, Irv, the Chicago Bears now have moved back to within 2 games of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their record on the year, even at 500 with that 7-0 upset. Here is the key defensive play right here. And Muckenstern will recover the fumble in Buffalo. Walter Payton again with 155 yards. This, the most important of the afternoon. Over the top goes Sweetness. And Chicago wins it 7-0. And what a big win that is for the Bears. Minnesota, of course, 3-2, has got a tough afternoon against the Dallas Cowboys. We now have another score on Green Bay and Atlanta. Shall we check in on that game? That one is still going on. Atlanta is trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. Here it is. Bartkowski, Jenkins, touchdown for Atlanta. Whitehurst rallying the Packers. Wants his young tight end, Kaufman, up over the middle. Down to the Atlanta 12-yard line. Now watch Whitehurst again. Barty Smith for the touchdown this time in the 4th period. It is 18-7. Atlanta is going to break the losing streak down there. A home game. And so that wraps up the NFL today. For those of you who have been watching a pregame show, of course, we're going to go right to New Orleans or Los Angeles or Dallas and Minnesota. We'll see at halftime. Pete the Irishman will be back. We're going to find out from Earl Weaver if he's going to go with the left-hander, Mr. Flanagan, or the right-hander, Mr. Palmer, against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Back with that story at halftime. For Jane, Irv, and Pete, I'm Brent Musburger saying so long from CBS Control in New York.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Anheuser-Busch Natural Light. For a smooth, clean-tasting light beer, just say natural. Ford Motor Company. If you could see tomorrow the way it looks to us today, you'd say, Ford, that's incredible. And by Black & Decker's Workmate. When you've got a tough job to handle, it's like having an extra pair of hands.